Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been what feels like ages for me filming, but I'm back with a new exciting video and it's going to be a review of the Jeffree Starr and Morphe brush kit. So I thought I would do sort of like two videos I've been meaning to do in one, which is going to be my regular makeup routine, but trying out the Jeffree Starr brushes at the same time. So it'll be my go-to makeup using the Jeffree Starr brushes, if that's not too confusing. But I thought instead of like trying really hard and trying to do like a crazy colourful look, which I wanted to, which would probably take so long, especially when it came to the eyes, and there's only two eye brushes I believe in here, so I thought it would be easier to sort of do a go-to makeup look using these for the millionth time. So this is what it looks like. It comes like this in this got a bit of card around it like that. So this just has meet 7 iconic superstars, a jaw-dropping beat creating brush collection from our fiercest of fiercest babes, Jeffree Starr. You'll live for these 7 iconic custom brushes that kick ass and take names. You better work. So yeah, it comes like this. I think it looks really cool. It's just got Jeffree's eyes on it. The Jeffree Starr brush collection, 7 custom eye and face brushes plus bag. So that's the outer packaging. Then it comes in this bag, which a lot of people have said is quite similar to a pencil case, which I can kind of get, but I used it on the weekend for taking my makeup with me, and it actually holds so much makeup. So like I had like 3 of the milk things, my sprays, foundation, some more brushes, a beauty blender, pretty much everything I needed, bar like obviously big square palette. So I thought that was really good. It comes with, probably just to keep the shape, this piece of plastic or whatever, and then you get the brushes inside. So let's go take a look. Let's start with the face brushes, what I would assume is the face brushes. So there are 4 brushes here that I would assume are for the face. The size queen brush is the JS1. So yeah, I heard him mention this in his video, and he uses this for foundation, which is exactly what I was thinking of using it for. It's a really nice fluffy flat top brush, but it seems like perfect for buffing in foundation, so that looks gorge. Then you have got the JS2, which is this one, a point blank precision brush. So I was thinking probably bronzing for me, or maybe like dusting away powder, but first glance I assumed bronzing. So yeah, there's that one. Then you have got the JS3 iconic contour brush, which I can't find. 2, 4, 6, 7. JS3, wow. I mean, this says JS3 contour brush. For me, this was maybe gonna be like, I mean, it could be contour, but I like a bit more of a bigger brush. I was thinking highlight, under the eye powder, maybe like a buffing brush for your eyeshadow. That seems a bit small, but like, as in terms of use, you don't have to use it for what it says it is. And then the JS4 Fly High brush, so that's this one. Another one which I thought was sort of similar to the Jaclyn Hill JH32. So you can see they are quite similar, but the Jaclyn Hill one's a lot smaller and denser, and the Jeffree Starr one's a bit bigger. But I think this will be so nice for building up like any sort of highlight, mainly like a loose highlight I was thinking. But yeah, all of them look stunning. And then we'll move on to the eye brushes. The JS5 Crease Queen brush is this one, which seems like the perfect crease brush. Really nice. It has, when it's sort of rubbed on your eye as if you were doing your eyeshadow, it does sort of have quite a fine point to it, so that's good for buffing as well, but also for getting the colour deep in that crease. So yeah, that looks really nice, and I love all of them. They're so gorgeous and pink. Then for the final few, we have the JS6 Raw Blender brush, which is the one I have in my hand, which is a nice one. I would say it's quite similar to that classic purple one you get in the Real Techniques eye kit, which just feels really nice. Nice normal eye brush. And then finally, this is my favourite, the JS Double Treble brush. Now this is the one that caught my eye, which is really sad, but I just love a brow brush. So this is what it looks like. You've got a spoolie on the end for brushing up your brows to make them all bushy, and then you've got a super fine angled brush on the other end, which I think is literally perfect. So it reminds me a bit of the Morphe brush, which was the first ever brow brush I got. It's Snap, but it was similar to this but a lot thicker on the angled end. So yeah, I'm really excited to try all of these. I've prepped my skin just using actually using the Summer Fridays Jet Lag Mask as a moisturiser, and it is feeling really nice and sunk in so quick, so I'm loving that. I'm going to grab a few of my other bits that I need, mainly everything's in front of me, but then we can get started with this routine and first impressions. So in my normal routine, I always go in first with some sort of glowy base. So at the minute, and usually always, my go-to is my True Match L'Oreal Lumi Glotion. I have this in the shade Light Glow, and I always go in with my hands for this one. So I don't want to do anything different just because I'm trying out my new brushes, but did 2 big pumps there, and then I'm going to go ahead and I like to put it all over. It's different every time, honestly. Sometimes I'll just go for my cheekbones. Depends on how much time I have to sort of like put a bit more thought into it, I guess. But that gives me a really nice glowy base and does usually add a bit more moisture to my skin if I haven't really had enough time to like let it properly sink in. So I'm gonna go in then with my little Milk highlighter in Lit. So this is one I got in the travel size collection, and I'm just gonna whack that on my brow bone and my cheekbone, and I'm gonna use the, sorry, I've got the little thing in front of me so I get it right, the GS3 point contour brush, just to buff this in, because this seems like the perfect size, not too big to sort of spread it outside of where I want it, but it seems big enough to sort of keep it where it is, and it looks so nice. All these brushes feel so soft and just like, oh, just really nice. The handles are really nice. They're just, everything's really nice. I really like them. Really? I would never have said. Okay, cool. Then let's go in with my go-to foundation, which is the Fit Me foundation in Dewy and Smooth, and I have got shade 210 Sandy Beige. I just love this. It's the nicest thing ever. I'm not sure if I wish it had a pump, but at the minute I'm like managing to sort of get the right amount out instead of putting way too much on. Oh, I'm dropping these brushes, one second. And I'm going to stick to what I usually go for, but I'm going to add a bit of bronzer and highlight on my eye, just so we can use the Jeffree Star brushes. So I'm going in with my JS1, which is the Size Queen brush, and I'm just always seem to, at the minute, start in the centre, because that's where I sort of need more coverage. This is so nice, this brush, and just buff it away out to the centre. Sorry, out to the edges. I'm a bit red. I did exercise probably like half an hour before I wanted to start filming, but I'm hoping by the end I'll be a normal colour. This feels gorgeous. So before, I usually go in with either a beauty blender or a bit of a fuller brush, a bit more dense than this, and then use like a bronzer brush really to sort of feather out the edges, but this is like the perfect in between. It's got like the dense centre helping to buff it in, but the outer edges seem to really be like fluffing it out so it seems nice and seamless. Let me get a mirror to see a bit closer. Oh wow, that looks so fresh. That looks really, really nice. Now obviously it depends how much you want, and I always think that it's just the amount of product you use. If you want a fuller look, then you can definitely get it with this brush, because it's just like a flat top buffing brush. But like for me, it's been like perfect just to give a nice light layer of foundation to the skin, which is what I want to go for. And it's gone in and settled down really nicely. I'm really pleased with this. This brush is gorgeous. Okay, now I want to go in with some cream contour. Using my Milk Matte Bronzer in Baked. I've been loving this, like actually going to it so much for like a really quick and easy look. Just when I don't want to wear makeup, or if I've got a shoot or something and it starts really early, it's been like all cream stuff. It's been so much quicker, which gives me more time for breakfast. And doing my hair, which is like always the same. So now this is buffing this out seamlessly, honey. This is so effortless, and I'm not just saying it, but this is looking glamorous. Sorry, I should be using this mirror. But give me a jawline. But you can, hopefully you can see, I'm just moving it on the contour up and down, or side to side, not really up and down, but it's literally taking nothing to buff it in. Wow, I am so impressed. Obviously I knew I was going to love these brushes, but this is really nice. Maybe, this is the thing, what made me really want them was that I got the Jaclyn Hill eye brushes at Christmas, and oh my days, they are amazing. I love them. They're like the best thing I've bought, and it's like one of those things I was thinking, if I just got those, and now I'm thinking if I got another lot of this and just had those 2 sets in my kit, life would be so much easier, because the amount of brushes you just don't touch is crazy. So I've done that. Looking nice and bronzy, and then I'm going to go in with my concealer, which is right in front of me, thank goodness. And what I've been loving so much, and I cannot recommend it enough, is the L'Oreal Magic Lumi in medium. So I'm usually like a super bright under eye gal, but I have been preferring the medium, which still gives a bright under eye, but it's not like you reach the end of the day and it's your concealer that's like standing out. So it's a bit warmer, but still gives me that brightness. And I do love my Fenty, still absolutely love her. But for like day to day and work, I think this is the one for me. It just seems to really reflect the light and look great. So I think I'm gonna try and take that on the JS3, which was the contour brush, and just buff that into the skin. And then for those little bits that have left over, I'm just gonna take the foundation brush and just sort of blend those edges and the whole thing. I like to sort of, almost like with the Beauty Blender, what I like about it instead of a brush is that it sort of does the work for you. So I usually apply way too much concealer, but using the Beauty Blender takes away that excess that I don't need. And then you don't really have to do much else, other than I do always sort of feather out the edges with the foundation brush I use, just to hopefully make it look less masky, but just tapping over it then just to give it a bit more of a blend so it sort of sits a bit better on the skin. Now so far, very glam. I'm really loving these. They're actually so nice. So far I've used these two brushes and yeah, they're both really nice. It's really made the makeup look like part of my skin as opposed to sort of like sitting on top. But mainly the foundation, I'm actually super impressed with how it's turned out because it looks, or I feel like it looks really nice. So yeah, I'll keep using those two, but I need to like remember what else I want to use. So let's do brows next, I think. I mean, I always get a bit confused with what order I'm gonna do things in. Actually, let's just bake a bit or powder my eyes. I kind of think I'm gonna use the JS5, which I think was the deluxe crease brush. I don't know where I've gone and put that piece of, oh there it is. JS5 Crease Queen baby. So I'm just gonna go in with this powder and just sort of go over where I would usually crease. And then I'm really packing that on just onto this brush. And then I'm gonna grab that contour brush again, just buff out any creases that have already started to come. That's what I can't get over, they're so soft, these brushes, and they make blending like really effortless. So I'm just gonna pack that on to my lid. Like so. Cool. Now I'm gonna leave that for a sec while we do our brows. I haven't got my brow gel with me, but I'm gonna go in with this Maybelline Master Brow Pro palette, and then obviously the JS7, the last brush. And I haven't really been filling in my brows much recently, just been using a bit of brow gel, although I've been noticing in pictures that they sort of need a bit more of a fill towards the ends, just to add a bit more density. So that's what I'm gonna just lightly bring it through. This is so fine, this brush. It's perfect. You can probably see it looks a tiny bit messy, but that is the beauty of these brushes, is having the spoolie on the end makes such a difference. So just really, like any mess you make, you can usually just sort of brush it away, but I'm just looking just to deepen it a bit so that from the front you can sort of see there's a bit more hair there, I guess. And I might just add a bit more towards the front. Cool, nice and bushy. Okay. Okay, cool. So that's my brows and my skin done. Before I do any more powdering, I think I'm going to go in with... I'm so sorry. Before I do, although I have powdered my under eyes, I'm just going to go in again with this, same as I did earlier, just to add a bit more of a glow. Seems like layering cream glows with powder actually works so well. So I'm just going to grab that same, the contour brush, the JS3, and just sort of buff this in. Nikki barking. Now for my day-to-day makeup, I do really like to just focus on skin and like bushy brows and just normal lashes, but seeing as we have got some eyeshadow brushes, I'm just going to do really simple, you know, like I used to always see those routines where people would use their bronzer in their eye and then their highlighter to make a really good looking eye. So that's the plan. I'm just going to, I have grabbed it out, I know, where is it? One sec. Oh, right in front of me. I'm going to bronze using this Physicians Formula bronzer, and that's what we're going to use in the crease of our eye. And I want to go in, let's see, I'm thinking the JS6, so the Raw Blender brush. Let's start with the JS5, the Crease Queen brush, which we use to powder under our eyes, because the whole point is Crease Queen honey. So let's go in, just douse my brush in that. And I'm just going to buff that lightly into my crease. Now, I've heard like really mixed reviews on Twitter about cleaning these brushes, so I thought I may as well do that on here as well, just to get a true representation of whether or not they actually do just completely break down and go all fuzzy. So that's what I thought would be probably the most helpful part of this. Which I know it's hard to say, but I kind of just think it's people on Twitter like wanting to get followers, or I don't know, creating drama. Ooh, so maybe this is like the easy way to make myself look more together during the week, is to just do this like little bronzer look. Cool, so I've just put that in my crease, no issues there. It didn't seem too big to like, it was buffing it where I didn't want it. It kind of seemed perfect. The product was evenly distributed, just seemed nice. It has like, what I mean is like, it's got that fine point on the end so that it's like where you want the product to go down, it's going down, but it also has that buffing quality to it, but not in terms of it being like a really big fluffy buffing brush. It's the best of both worlds, if that's not confusing anyone. And then we'll use, I think I'll just use that sleek highlighter for now. The JS6 brush, which is the, oh my god, sorry, I put this over my candle. Such an idiot. The Raw Blender brush, which I suppose we could just see if this needs any blending, but it's all looking pretty damn seamless. Well, in real life it is. Okay, so I'm going to go in with the highlighting palette in Solace from Sleek in God knows what colour, but the one, pretty much the only one I use, this one below the lilac shade. And I'll just put that on the inner corners and maybe a bit more onto my eye. Ooh, so yeah, another good one. No complaints, easy to use. This is more, like, feels a bit awkward rubbing it side to side, but good for like patting. And if you were gonna sort of like maybe do like a cut crease look, this is quite a good size brush, but another great one. Just gonna quickly run back through my brows and brush them up, and then we can move on to bronzing. So I'm going in with the JS2 Precision brush, I think it was called. Not that anyone even cares at this point, everyone's like, shut up, we don't need to know which one it was. But yeah, butter bronzer, Physicians Formula. Let's go in. I keep looking in the mirror behind me or the viewfinder, I'm sorry. Good thing was sort of to like show you my usual brushes that I use. Nikki, the barking dog. that I use for my face, so you could get an idea for, and they're pretty much all the same ones that have come in the kit. So like bronzing, like a big buff bronzer brush, which I just always use this Real Techniques one, which is their bronzer brush. So kind of similar, this one's a bit thicker and shorter, but this has still got the taperedness and makes an easy blend, which was great. My foundation brush is either a beauty blender or just like a buffet, like flat top, that Nancy one I always use. So that's pretty much exactly the same. And my highlighting brush, I have just been really using either this Jaclyn Hill JH32 or the JH30. So both all sort of similar. It's like the Jeffree Starr is like the mum of the babies. So yeah, that's done. I don't really think I need much highlighter because it all looks kind of glowy with just using that liquid one, so, well, the milk one. So yeah, I think my final sort of thing, other than doing my lashes, is that I always like to do some fake freckles using my bronzy freckle stencil. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to take my JS6 to do that, because I like a bit of density on the brush, so it makes life a bit easier. And I think I'm just going to, well, at the minute I've just been taking the same palette I use for my brows and using that powder shade, which this might be a bit awkward to do. Packing that onto the end, and then maybe I can use, and then I just rub it in. This could probably be a smaller, denser brush, but I don't know if you can really see, although I said this in the tutorial first used it and you could see, but it comes out really nice and realistic, and I've been getting so many compliments on them, like, they're yours, aren't they? I'm like, I do have them, but they just go away during not even what's winter anymore, but they disappear after my holiday. Cool. So I haven't gone mega crazy with them, although they're probably looking a bit sparse, but I've been trying to do them a bit more. One's darker, some sections are lighter, so they look a bit more normal. I then have been loving on my Milk Makeup Kush mascara, and I'm just going to put a few coats of that on my lashes, as I usually would. So then I would just apply a bit of Carmex, which is, yeah, my go-to lip balm and gloss, I guess. But that's it really. I mean, this is a bit more glam than I ever look during the day, because I don't usually do my eyes. But yeah, this is it. And then spritz at the end. God, my speaking. And I'm using the Claw de Lys the Beauty Elixir. Ooh, nice. And that is so good for the morning, as I always say. It's very minty. I should have applied, I had it right in front of me to use some cream blusher, but I don't think I really need it, but I need to remember to use it because I haven't been. And I've been loving all my Milk products so much that I've just been using them every time I go to do my makeup, so that's a good sign. The final look. Just using, doing my normal, like what I would go to, my go-to routine, using, of course, the beautiful new Jeffree Starr brush kit by Morphe. Now, let's move on to the gossipy section of this, I guess, cleaning them. So let's go to my bathroom. I use IPA to clean all my brushes because that's what we were taught at uni. It's 99.9% alcohol, so it gets rid of any germs, which is why I like it. I don't really tend to clean them any other way. With the more natural hair brushes, like these 3 white ones, which feel a bit more real and less synthetic, mainly just white brushes, so say like these from my Jaclyn Hill, I just tend to put a bit of coconut oil on those after, just to defrizz the hairs a bit. But yeah, let's go set that up and then give these brushes a clean, which is not my typical routine, I can tell you. Guys, sorry, I've got you at the most awkward angle, but it's kind of hard to film down here. So I've just put some IPA into a mug, and then I've already cleaned one, which I just wanted to refilm because you could see my stomach in the video. Ew. But this is the first one cleaned. I just dab it in the IPA till it soaks some up, and then I just always use a towel just out of, otherwise I use like thousands of kitchen towel, and I can just put this in the wash and clean it. So that is the first one done. Now, nothing wrong. All looks exactly the same, nice and clean and fluffy as before. So I'm just going to sit that on the side. Now let's go in straight to the white ones, because these were the problem ones that people were talking about on Twitter. So just going to do the same thing, soak it up, buff it in, and get rid of anything on the brush. Now I always just sort of go circular, side to side. Ooh, so that's one of the white ones done. No issues there. Now I think this is probably going to be very repetitive, because I don't think there is anything wrong with the cleaning of the brushes. So if anything, this would be a bit more damaging than using water and just like baby soap or whatever, because it is quite like toxic-y smelling. But that's the whole point, is that it cleans them nice and clean and gets rid of any of the germs. So for my kitten stuff it's perfect, because I just don't want anything to be germy. But there's another one, all nice and clean. Let's go in with the other white brush, the final one, going in circles and side to side. Cool, that's got rid of all of the brown colour that I used for doing my freckles. Nothing wrong there. And let's just speed through the rest, because it doesn't look like anything is wrong with any of them. And the final two, the big brushes, which I hate doing because I never want them to soak up too much water. Cool, same here. No issues. Just going to make sure I've got all of that out of there. And then finally, the bronzer brush. Now these all feel fine, all look fine, so I don't know whether that person on Twitter had blow dried their brushes or what the deal was, but as you can see, which is good news, because I was hoping that that wouldn't happen to mine, that you can see all the brushes are looking glam. All clean, disinfected, no issues, all look exactly the same. So let's go back upstairs and finish the video off. Cool, so this is my Morphe Jeffree Star review / my go-to makeup routine finished. I cannot recommend this brush set enough. Alongside the Jaclyn Hill Morphe Eye Collection, I didn't purchase the skin one just because I didn't really want them, but this is such a nice set. One, the most amazing gift ever, but two, just if you're like new to makeup or you want to start building your kit or any reason at all of these brushes have got so many uses, but they're just so easy to use. There's no confusion. They're multi-use. Everything about them I really, really like, and it was just like an easy collection to use. There was nothing that I thought, like, what am I going to do with this? So yeah, I really, really am so happy, and I'm going to be keeping these in my room for myself. Not for my kit, I say for now, but they are so gorgeous. I'm so, so happy with them. And obviously, like, cleaning them was completely fine. None of them turned out all fluffy and crazy. I mean, I doubt personally that it's any different if you were using like baby shampoo and stuff, unless you're like, looks like if you were putting heat on them. But all of mine look completely fine, nice and neat and clean for the first time ever after I've done my makeup. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Yeah, I will see you in my next one. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe for more videos. Leave any comments down below whether you enjoyed it or if there's any videos you want me to see. I will be back on filming lots more this week, thank God. And thank you to all my new subscribers. We're nearly at 150, which seems so insignificant, but to me it means so much because I can't believe it's actually growing on here. So yeah, thank you again, and I will see you in my next one.
Me weak and that hole in your teeth and that kid in the street.